Marker.
Hello, and welcome to episode 54 of High and Outside, an irreverent sports ball podcast. I'm Oz, and as always, I'm joined by my esteemed co-host, MC Commish. Please check us out on Instagram and Twitter at AOK Worldwide. You can find all of our episodes on iTunes and Spotify, or by visiting our domain, aokworldwide.com. I didn't www that one. www. Also, please check out our YouTube channel. You can find our video casts on there if you want to see our ridiculous podcast on video. Please check us out there. With that, welcome to episode 54. We are doing our NFL preview today. So divisions, MVP, all of that good noise we're going to get into, but we are going to start with, instead of
one-hitters,
we are going to open with a special FedEx Cup playoff edition of the Clubhouse.
And so we've been blessed.
All right. Welcome to this week's edition of the Clubhouse. There's a lot to talk about, Commish. We haven't talked golf in a while. It is week 2 of the FedEx Cup playoffs.
Which is a huge deal to both of us, but we haven't talked about it really at all.
We're very excited about it. It is week 2. We have this week, they will cut it down from 80 to 30 for next week's Tour Championship. So it's a big weekend. And a lot of money is going to be made. A lot of money is going to be lost.
A lot of hearts broken.
So this weekend they are at the BMW Championship, which is taking place at Caves Valley Golf Club in Baltimore. This is the first time that event has been hosted there. Today, Sam Burns and John Rahm co-leading after round 1 today. Both went 8 under 64. Rahm is rolling, dude. I'm not looking. I need him to chill out before the Ryder Cup.
Right?
We're only a month away, people.
That's awesome.
Month away. Aaron Hills, baby.
Not even thought about it, to be honest. There's so much we've been,
So another Ryder Cup thing that'll lead us to the next thing is Tony Finau named as the last member. Where he be now?
Dude, we both big fans of.
Shout out Chris Vernon.
Yeah.
Finau.
Both big fans of Tony Finau.
Yeah. On the Ryder Cup, gets the last spot on the U.S. Ryder Cup team. Finally breaks through, gets his first win in 5 years after being like second place all the time. A bunch of top 5s, a bunch of top 10s, just never breaking through, finally gets a win.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride type situation. And he was always so close, and he's so good.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, with the FedEx Cup now, too, like, that was such a big thing to win because by winning a tournament in the FedEx Cup, he's guaranteed to be in the top 5 with a real legit advantage to try and win the Tour Championship.
And if you don't know, it's for a shitload of money.
A lot of money. It's like $15 million.
Yeah.
It's
on top of all they've earned.
Yeah, on top of the last one, which was like 1.5. So it was like...
Yes.
Anyway, happy for Finau. So apparently, he celebrated the victory with dinner at Ruth Chris at 7, or like after the round, and then a 3 a.m. McDonald's run. Like, good for you, Tony Finau. You are one of us. But also, here's his order.
I'm super excited about this.
Big Mac, double quarter pounder with cheese, 10 McNuggets, a large fry, an Oreo McFlurry, and a bottle of water. Like, yes.
Golf clap.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Good for you, Tony Finau. I'm so happy for you.
Oh, we are. I knew we would be.
I'm excited to see this weekend. I think, like I said, Rahm's playing out of his mind. We got to start thinking about the Ryder Cup. Like, there's going to be all the mind games are already happening. Everybody's getting asked about, like, there were stories about Brooks and Bryson talking. They had to, like, basically agree to, like, squash the beef for, like, the lead up to the Ryder Cup.
Right. Who brought them together? Somebody.
Stricker.
No, yes, Stricker. That's right. Captain, yes. I saw that on Twitter. I didn't click on the article, but he's like, all right, dudes.
You got to squash it
Yeah.
for the next month, basically.
Brooks, we need your head 100% of the game.
Yeah. And we need Bryson in a good mental place.
Yeah.
Because Bryson's not good in bad mental places.
He's
so.
Can be.
And we need him. And, you know.
Okay, one thing about Bryson, sorry to interrupt, that is kind of like, I don't know, irritated me. And I know you don't like Bryson, and that's fine. And, like, I don't like his personality. Yeah, I haven't really ever met the guy. But, like, I like how his philosophy of the game, right? And so he hits the ball really fucking far. And so sometime next month, right, after the Ryder Cup, he's going to go enter a world long drive competition for the hell of it. And people are like, I've seen like such negative things about it. Like, fucking, why would he do that? Because why the hell not? He wants to give it a go. Like, he hits the ball really fucking far. He can. Like I don't know why this is a negative thing. Like, but obviously a lot of people, he's very polarizing. But I just still find that weird.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's generally one of those people that just people are going to look and figure out a way to make
Haters.
The negative. I mean, he has a lot of them. I think some of them are just some of the criticism is justified. I think some of it's not.
100%.
But
he's polarizing.
Yeah, he's
sure.
Polarizing. But for the Ryder Cup, we need him in a good place mentally. We need his game in a good place. It looks like Patrick Reed's not probably going to be able to make the Ryder Cup, like because of the.
Except he's good in match play.
No, I mean, I
know.
He's good to have in Ryder Cup. He's really good at it.
But I won't have to watch him.
Right.
But
it's not good for the team, and also I'm not like I feel bad for the guy that sucks. I mean, to have
I don't want him
that
to die.
Sick. Yeah.
Or,
so get better, but we need Bryson to be good. Like there's not going to be a lot of. You just keep taking away good Ryder Cup players, but
gotta squash the calling each other by their names.
I'm so glad that
hopefully the fan. That is hilarious.
Yeah,
unnormal, but yeah, like you're saying, we get a good chuckle out of that.
I'm so excited for the Ryder Cup because we haven't had one in a while.
We
didn't have one last year when we were supposed to have the Ryder Cup. So we're kind of like it's like the Olympics. I was like really craving the Olympics when it got here. It's like I'm really ready for the Ryder Cup. It's in America. Like, let's go. I'm just pumped. I'm glad Spieth got his life. I'm glad Spieth got his game together so that he would make the team. And like, because having Spieth on the team, that's one time I can like really root for Spieth. I can be just like full all in. So I'm pumped.
Did you see his back-to-back eagles?
Yeah, man.
That was insane.
Yeah.
That was so he went from 1 over to like 3 under. Like that. It's like, it was hilarious. Did you see? You probably didn't, Nathan. He chipped like epic, really, really good chips for eagles. Like just dunked them both times. Like,
yeah.
It's like happened like
guy's crazy.
Very many times, like twice in the last 30 or something years. Yeah.
But the lead up to the Ryder Cup is these last couple FedEx Cup events. So hopefully we'll see good play out of DJ and those guys, but hopefully we'll see a good tournament this weekend. The leaderboard already looks good, and
we're already 8 minutes in, and we want to do this short, so we should probably switch to what's the haps.
F1 though, real quick.
Damn it! I got too quick.
The other thing that's back,
yeah, baby,
this weekend is F1. We're back from our summer break. We're in Belgium. Belgian Grand Prix this weekend. Spa. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Reminder on the standings. Lewis Hamilton, after the summer break, leads the driver championship by 8 points over Max Verstappen. Lando's in third. Valtteri in fourth. And Checo in fifth. Constructors, Mercedes, 12-point lead over Red Bull.
I don't know. You were adjusting your watch, right?
Yeah.
You'd went like that, and for whatever reason, I was like... I don't know why I did that.
Anyway, for the people listening on the podcast, that was...
You're just going to have to watch.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch it. But anyway, the constructors, Mercedes, 12 points over Red Bull, who's way ahead. Those two are way ahead of everybody else. Ferrari and McLaren fighting for that third spot.
Best of the rest, if you will.
They also, F1, real quick before we move on, because we are going to get into our NFL preview next. F1 announced... that Drive to Survive will be back for season 4 in early 2022, so we'll get to see all of this past 2021 season on Netflix, which I'm pumped for, and also the Schumacher documentary, which is coming on Netflix in a couple weeks.
September 15th.
So that's awesome too.
Apparently it's the same also in Germany, because like text you, YouTube algorithm decided to let me know about that documentary via the German Netflix page.
Hey,
regardless, it looks
it
awesome.
got to you.
Yeah, exactly. All
but
my
yeah,
other F1 channels are in English, but fuck it.
Pumped for F1 to be back this weekend. But with that, we are now get to the meat and potatoes of this podcast, NFL football.
Hey, what's the apps?
Let's go. We just basically split up the divisions. We're going to go through those.
I had the AFC North and the AFC East, and you had the AFC West and the NFC West, and then I had NFC North and NFC East. I think I fucked this up, but I had the AFC North, AFC
You have the
East.
North and East.
Yes.
For both the AFC and NFC.
Oh, yeah, there we go. I haven't thought about it. I saw them as each individual.
Yeah, I've got the South and the Wests for both. So we're gonna go through those.
It's going swimmingly for me right now.
Yeah. So I'll get started with We'll start with the NFC South. We'll start with the Super Bowl champs. NFC South, obviously Tampa, New Orleans, Atlanta, Carolina. In that order, if you're talking odds to win the division, that is the order that they've got them. The Bucs are favored to win this division, minus 240 favorites. New Orleans 4-1 to win the division. Atlanta 850, and then Carolina at 12-1 to win the division. That tells you everything you need to know about what people think about this division going in. I tend to agree. I think this is Tampa's division to lose. Second year back with Brady and Brown and Evans and Godwin, and they all come back, and they're basically running the entire team back.
I think they got a little better on defense.
They probably got a little better on defense. They're going to get some guys back healthy that were banged up at the end of the year. They drafted this kid from Washington, Joe Tryon, this D-end, who has been very, very impressive in the preseason.
So now they want to keep him.
And
Fits
so
right, looks good.
Tryon.
Yeah.
So the Bucs for sure, the big favorites in this division, and probably the big, favorite in the NFC to win the conference.
I wonder why.
I mean, you just look at you got Brady, obviously, but I don't like to talk about that. In this, I'm looking.
Good, whatever.
I'm looking at where some of this. We got to shout out our guy Warren Sharp, who Sharp Football Analysis does his football preview book, and he does the book has incredible information pages.
And look at that shit.
That just have useful things like schedule, players added, players lost, salary cap, all this stuff. So some
boxes
of that
and everything, spreadsheets,
so
graphics.
Some information
like
coming from Warren Sharp.
TPS
We appreciate
report.
you. Warren Sharp and his group project the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for 11.5 wins. What do you think of that, Commish? Keep in mind we're a 17-game season.
I think I'm probably sure we talked about it 2 weeks ago and we talked about it last week, but it's like it's going to get hard for me to get used to that.
It's going to be hard for me to say things like 12-5.
Right.
Like a team going 12-5.
Right. I mean, like
12-4.
12-4.
Because it's always been a 16-game season, so all of the records, all of the records that a team could be. Like, the really bad teams win 4 or less games. The mediocre teams are between
the Cowboys
like 5
8.
5 to 8 wins. The good teams are 9 and up, 9 to like 11, and then the really good teams are like 12 to 14.
Mm-hmm. And then 11.
And if you're really, really good, you win like 14 or 15.
Yeah, 14-2. But like when you start to get 11, it's like 11-5. You're like, they're pretty fun.
That's a good season.
Yeah, that's
Hell
a
yeah.
great season.
I mean,
but then it's
those
just
like 9-7, 10-6 seasons, you're like, we were okay. We were pretty good.
We were there.
Good. We
Yeah.
just weren't.
It's not like you didn't get the participation trophy.
Yeah, and you're probably like more likely to win a wild card than you are to win the division, and that's it. So it's just gonna be weird to try and reformat my brain to say things like 13-4.
Yeah,
I've
now
always
11
known it
doesn't
as
look as good.
13-3.
11 does not look as good now.
Going back to 11, the Bucs are projected for 11.5 wins. You going over? Or you going under?
I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, I would too. Their schedule, so also from Warren Sharp, strength of schedule totals.
Graphics.
And strength of schedule.
No line
The
graphs,
thing
though.
that I
We're gonna
like
have
about
to-
the thing that I like about strength of schedule is the thing I like about strength of schedule that he uses is it's not based on previous year win totals, which is the way that a lot of strength of schedule metrics are used. Is like, oh, the teams that were good last year, like you carry over win totals.
using historical data.
But instead, this one is based on projected win totals, like the way Vegas, like when Vegas sets over-unders and they say, well, the Chiefs over-under for wins is 12.5. So, like, that's what it's factoring in is, like, what is the over-under total of the teams you're playing? So, in that system, the Bucs have the 5th easiest schedule in the league, and they're running back everybody. So, I would be a hard over on that one. After the Bucs in the division, we're not going to go through every team like that. That was the Super Bowl champs, but just wanted to run through that one.
No, exactly. In my notes, I have like 5. I was not going to go through every.
Yeah. One last thing actually on the Bucs before we move on. I pulled the projected starting quarterbacks for their entire schedule. Listen to the quarterbacks these guys face and tell me they're not going to win like 14 games. Dak Prescott, week 1. Like first game back, if he's back.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan, okay. Stafford, okay. Cam, Tua.
We don't know about Cam yet.
Right. But either way, it's either Cam or Mac. And still, like, I'm not shaking in my boots at that. Tua, Jalen Hurts, either Justin Fields or Andy Dalton, Jameis or Taysom Hill, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Daniel Jones, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan again, and then Josh Allen. I'll give you that one.
Oh, well, he's a good quarterback.
That's what I mean. I'll give you that one. But then Jameis, again, Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold.
Yeah, that's easy.
I mean, their defense is already good. They're really good against good quarterbacks. Like, they're going to win a lot of games.
And if there's also, I mean, the injuries can always happen all the time, but what if they have to face somebody's backup? It's like, come on, bro. Now you're going to smoke your
They have a net neutral rest advantage, so just so you know. The rest advantage is taking a look at the schedule and determining where teams have more rest than their opponents and gain rest days. So, like, if a team is playing on a Sunday and then they have to turn around and play on Thursday, like, that team is usually – but they're playing a team that had a bye week or something, whatever, like you'd gain so many days. That's what this looks at. It looks at the teams who have the biggest net edges one way or another.
Like
Tampa has 0. Tampa's is neutral, so they have the exact same amount of rest as their opponents across the season. So
yeah, they're gonna be good.
Yeah, they're gonna be very good. New Orleans.
Much like I said.
We mentioned Jameis Winston. Is it gonna be the Jameis Winston show?
Probably, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Standing on a corner, Jameis Winston, Tampa, Florida. Shout out, PMT.
I would guess that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be until Jameis, if Jameis gets to be turnover happy again. But I actually think that I think that their ceiling is so much higher with Jameis at quarterback.
And run Taysom like they did last year.
Yeah, run Taysom like they did last year. Taysom, I think, may give them a higher floor, like because like just the variance and the turnovers maybe not as bad, but the things that you're going to be able to do to open up the offense with Jameis, like just the ceiling's much higher. The variance might be more, but you're going to have a chance to win against good teams, and your offense has a chance to be much better. That defense is still going to be good. They lost a lot of guys. They lost, obviously Breeze, Emmanuel Sanders, Jared Cook. They lost Janoris Jenkins in the defensive side, Trey Henderson. Like, they lost a bunch of dudes. So I don't think that they're going to be the Saints of the last few years, but still think they'll be like
pretty decent
9 win team. That's what Sharp projects them for. They have a very difficult schedule. Excuse me. They're the 29th hardest schedule in the league, according to win totals, and they have a plus net rest advantage, so they're plus 8 days of rest above their opponents. So that's pretty nice if you have a hard schedule. But they do have they open with Green Bay, at home, and then go. They have a road game in New England. You have to go to Seattle, then come back for the Bucks immediately after going to Seattle on a Monday. So they have a Monday night game against Seattle right into Tampa game on Sunday. Like, they have to fly to Seattle and come home for that game in Tampa or against Tampa. And then they go Buffalo, Dallas, at the Bucks. Like, they have a pretty difficult schedule, so I don't know. Falcons, not a lot to say here.
That, but that's the dogs.
The Falcons, kind of an interesting team to me because I don't know what we're going to get from Matt Ryan. New coach, Arthur Smith. Julio's gone, but maybe that's a good thing to open it up more for Calvin Ridley. Love Kyle Pitts, who they took in the first round. That guy seems like he's going to be a stud. I think he's the 4th tight end taken in most fantasy leagues right now. That's who I would take if I was going 4th. Shout out the league if you're listening.
Oh, it's getting close.
We're getting close to fantasy. We're not going to talk about fantasy, though.
Nobody cares, but we are facing each other first week.
What's crazy, though, about the Falcons is that last year they blew 9 leads.
Yeah, that
9.
sounds about right. That's what the Falcons do.
Listen to this from Sharp's book. When you're leading at halftime, you win the game nearly 80% of the time. Blowing halftime lead is infrequent. When it happens, it stings. Last year, the Falcons led at halftime in 9 games. They won only 4 of the 9. 44% win rate, 5 blown leads. Only 6 teams in the last 30 years have blown more halftime leads than those Falcons. And then Atlanta led in 13 of 16 games overall and blew another 4 of those. So they blew 9 leads. Crazy, man. The Falcons just falconing.
That's what they do. It's great. Yeah. You need to watch the SB Nation docuseries because it is wild. They had a quarterback named Dick Shiner.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're crazy. They are bonkers. It's what they do.
But I think that this is one of I feel like they're almost predictably down a year or two, then up a year or two, then down a year or two, but they never quite get to really good. Or I guess that year they went to the Super Bowl, they were really good, but
and then what did they do in the Super Bowl?
They blew it. But I like the new coach. I like Arthur Smith. I am interested to see what Ridley does without Julio and how that is it good for him or bad for him. Their schedule is I lost my paper now. They're playing in a decent division, but their schedule is actually projected above, easier than average, right around the middle though. So maybe this is a team that can win 9 or 10 games. I don't know. I have no read on them.
Yeah, they're just the Falcons, man.
Last team in the NFC South, the Carolina Panthers. New home for Sam Darnold. We'll see. New
Nobody
system.
knows.
New system.
One thing.
Let's
Nobody will know. He's out of
second year under Matt Rule.
Though.
Joe Brady, great offensive coordinator. McCaffrey coming back. This team has talent. If Darnold's any good, they could be okay. I don't think they're gonna win the division or anything like that, but I think they could be one of those more mediocre than bad teams if things break right for them. So obviously they added Darnold, they added Cameron Irving on the line, they added AJ Bouye corner. They added some pieces. They drafted J.C. Horn in the first round, the corner out of South Carolina, who has that's Joe Horn's son, the wide receiver. And the stories out of camp are that he looks like a young corner. He's still gambling and trying to use his hands too much that you can't do in the NFL and can't bully people in the NFL. But
everybody's a lot faster in college.
Yeah, exactly. They lost Curtis Samuel.
Where'd he end up again?
He is in San Francisco. I don't recall. Now I'm going to be mad at myself. Anyway, that's the NFC South. Commish, you want to give us the NFC East?
So, according to, I was looking for odds of the division.
Oh, I can give you those if you want.
No, I'm saying I have that. The NFC East. I according to MGM, Dallas is plus 135. Washington football team is plus 220. New York Giants are plus 450, and then the Eagles are plus 500. But I can tell you, I don't care about the NFC East.
I mean, I don't really care about it other than the fact that, like,
but I mean,
they're always on TV.
Yeah.
Because the big markets, we get them, they're between Dallas and Philly and New York. Like, I feel like they're always on TV. And I do think it's fun when those teams are good, but, or like are relevant, I guess. It just feels better for the league. But of those odds, like,
I didn't pick a bet for
if
that.
If Dak was healthy, like,
it's just a question mark.
Yeah, it's such a question mark. If Dak was like for sure healthy, I'd be like, yeah, the Cowboys are the favorite for sure. But without Dak's health, like, it's really hard to project. And then the football team, it feels like it's hard. Like, their defense should be awesome. Their front seven's going to be really good.
Well, and they're young too. They're going to be like.
But it all depends on Fitz.
Exactly.
Like, he can be so all over the place.
But their defense is fucking.
Their defense is going to be really good, really good.
I have them.
The Cowboys have the 6th easiest schedule in the league.
In the division, I have Washington. After everything I looked up and was thinking, it's like they're of my teams, of my divisions. I think they're going to be good. They were second behind LA Rams last year.
No, I think their
Aaron
defense.
Donald.
Yeah, their defense is going to be legit good.
Yeah.
Chase Young is going to have a monster second season. That guy was lighting it up towards the end of the year and into the playoffs last year, and then even in the preseason, he's worked some people. Like, that guy's awesome.
And just
football team has the 28th hardest schedule, or like the 3rd hardest. However you're looking at that, like it's
hard.
Yeah, if 1 is easy and 32 is hard, like they're 28.
Damn.
So,
but staying at the division before we move on to other ones, did you see that Jalen Reagor highlight? Fuck yeah! I watched it 30 times in a row. It just insane. Like, oh god, what a just catch! Like, over your shoulder to tuck, like it ain't no thing. It's like, damn, son. It was at a joint practice, right, with somebody. Anyway, but that was sick as hell. I watched it seriously 30 times in a row.
Yeah, one sleeper I will say about the NFC East, I do think that I still think that there's like a little Giants potential. Like every once in a while, the Giants just kind of like have a good year out of nowhere, and like all the Joe Judge, like, people like hating it up there. I think there's like what I've heard is there's like a lot of players who really respect the way he's doing what he's doing. And they so I don't know. It all depends on if Daniel Jones is any good. But if he's okay, like, they have decent weapons. The defense should be good. The defense was good last year. Saquon comes back. Like, I could just see them hanging around being like, I think this division could easily be won with 9-8 or 10-7 or, whatever. I don't think it.
Okay, sorry.
17 games.
Yeah, I was like.
So, like, I think there's always the chance that the division could. I don't think the division's gonna be that good. So, like, it could be one of those years where, like, the Giants could be around, like, winning the division.
So you take the plus 450?
Like, I don't think it's a bad bet. Like, I just can't really see it with the Eagles yet because I just haven't seen Jalen Hurts, like, excel that much at the pro level yet. So I want to see it from him first. And like, the Eagles still have some other problems too. So I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
That catch was sick, though.
Yeah, that was a sick catch. Into the AFC, got the AFC South. I think the Titans are the team to beat in this division.
You got a monster for a running back, just an absolute.
Derrick Henry. The only worry you have there is just the mileage catching up at some point. But still, that guy's awesome. Julio and A.J. Brown, like, who do you guard, man? Those guys are both huge and fast and all this stuff. If you get a healthy. The thing about this is you got to have healthy Julio, and you got to keep Derrick Henry healthy, and you're probably going to be really good. Like, you're going to score a lot of points. You lost your offensive coordinator, but, like, you have a guy coming back that was in the system, so hopefully I think they're going to keep a lot of what was being done by Arthur Smith anyway. the defense should be okay under Vrabel, and you're probably just trying to win shootouts. I mean, I think they're going to score with people are going to have a hard time keeping up with them on good days. I mean, I think you're just going to see a lot of red zone, like early. It's early in the day. It's noon. It's like Scott Hansen's just warming up. We're warming up to the red zone. We're kind of just throwing around the games. It's like, oh, we're another one kicking off. And Scott Hansen's going to be like, and the Titans are already in the red zone, and here's Derrick Henry for 12 yards and a touchdown. And, like, that's just, like, happening. And then, like, or you're going to have the ones of the big weekend where, like, A.J. Brown takes, like, a slant for, like, 60 yards and a touchdown, or Derrick Henry takes a 52-yarder where he stiff-arms somebody. I think we're going to get a lot of the Titans on red zone. That's all I'm saying. And I just think they're pretty good. Their schedule is middle of the road, so not really good or bad. Yeah, I like the Titans. 9.5 projected wins.
I'll probably take the over.
That division's like, I just don't think that division's going to be very good, especially with the uncertainty with Carson Wentz and the whole foot thing. And like, even if without the foot thing, there was questions about Carson Wentz. So interested to see what happens there. Speaking of Carson Wentz, Indianapolis Colts projected for 10 wins.
I have no idea.
I don't know either. Carson Wentz, the new quarterback, apparently he's healing faster than they thought. Apparently, he's on a better track. He was running around the field the other day. So we'll see. Like, they lost Anthony Costanzo. They're kind of rebuilding that offensive line. Quentin Nelson is not healing as fast as Carson Wentz, apparently, and that's bad for them. Don't want to see that. The defense should be good. Darius Leonard, those guys, good defense. I think this is a team that, like, if they get good Carson Wentz, I do think that could be a really good team. Like, I think they have a really good roster. They have a good GM, Chris Ballard. That guy's awesome. But I just think we won't know until we see what Carson Wentz we're getting.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll see. Will the Frank Reich, experiment with Carson Wentz work? I don't know. On to two teams that are really bad. Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars. Houston Texans, reasons. Like,
they're the Houston Texans. I don't know.
Not only do they have a terrible roster, but the person that makes up a majority of their roster cap is not really, his playing situation and legal situation and life situation is all real foggy right now. And he's not going to play football. So
the franchise
he's really the only good player they have. I mean, there's still some good guys. I don't want to offend, but he's about it, especially after the
star power.
Yeah. Key players lost. We have a list here. Key players lost. So they lost the backup quarterback, A.J. McCarron. D lineman, Andrew Brown. Bernard McKinney, linebacker. They lost Carlos Watkins inside. They lost Fells, J.J. Watt, Will Fuller, Zach Fulton. The list goes on and on. They just lost a lot of people. And they didn't gain a lot back. And they took a quarterback. They didn't have any first-round picks because they traded them for a tackle a few years ago. So they didn't have any first-round picks, first or second-round picks. And then they took a quarterback in the third round because reasons. It's just a mess. First-year head coach who apparently, Deshaun doesn't want to play for anyway. It's a mess down there. The Jags, not as much of a mess. They're kind of on that rebuild. Got Trevor Lawrence, Sunshine, taking snaps. Urban Meyer, old Urban Meyer down in Florida.
We'll see how that experiment goes.
Let's see how it goes. Lawrence, I think Lawrence will drag him to a few wins. I think that guy's really good, and especially I think as the season goes on, he gets more and more comfortable. I think he'll drag him to some wins for sure.
There's the talk of Minshew starting first week. What do you think about that?
They already announced Trevor Lawrence yesterday.
Oh, did they?
They did.
So I'm a day behind, apparently.
Yep, Lawrence will start for the Jags. Not surprising. Roll him out there, man. Let's see what old Sunshine can do. But, Sunshine. All right, on to your next division. AFC East.
AFC East. BetMGM. Buffalo Bills are -150. Miami Dolphins are plus 325. New England Patriots plus 350. And the New York Cessnas are plus 2,500.
Nice.
And actually, as I was thinking about this, I think the odds I would like as a sleeper bet, like the New England Patriots to win that division at plus 350. I would take that bet.
I would too.
I think that's because it's the Belichick fucking magic. So I think I like that. I saw that. I was like,
their defense is going to be good, people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they get all of their opt-outs, all the guys who opted out last year, like all the really important guys that they get back, Dante Hightower and Chung and Gilmore and all these guys that are coming back from opt-outs. Like,
yeah, they're keys to the success. Those, especially those two guys, are Hightower and Gilmore. Like, if those guys are on, they're gonna be like,
they're gonna be good.
I think it's the little Belichick sauce.
And then I think it goes from and Belichick has a baseline of competence. That team last year was 8-8 or something like that. No business being that good.
No preseason though, like.
And then, so they just bring a baseline of competence, and if the defense is good, like they're gonna win a lot of games. Like a lot, I say a lot. I mean they're gonna be like, they have a base level, and then depending on what they can get out of that offense, determines on if they're like a true contender or if they can, like I think they're gonna be like 8-8 or better, but it's just like how much better. And I think it depends on the offense, Cam Newton, and if it's Cam Newton, because this week of
Mac Jones,
his whole
Mac Jones,
COVID, whatever it is, it's like it's problematic.
Oh yeah, let's see. I have, what is it for? I have. Let's see. I didn't get their vaccination rates because that's a factor in betting now.
Well, yeah, like I don't like the Minnesota Vikings because I'm just your quarterback. If you're in the wrong room if that guy's in the wrong room with somebody, or in a room with the wrong somebody, like he could be out for an entire week because he refused to get vaccinated, which is his like again your body do what I'm not here to talk about that. That's not my thing, but it is a legitimate like concern for
the entire NFL.
Well, the entire NFL, but like
and health, yes, and people.
Well, yes, I'm just saying like. I'm saying I'm just taking away the whatever personal choice you have part of it out of it. I'm just saying they've made it to a person like it's a competitive point at this point because of the rules that the NFL chose to enforce, which I think it's a good thing they made them so strict because incentives and everything. It's better for everybody if everybody just gets vaccinated, but like it's a competitive thing now. Like the Vikings are legitimately could get screwed over by this, like and other teams too, like. And
well,
I don't feel bad for them. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't bet on the Vikings because of that.
Yeah, exactly. But shout out to Mike Zimmer.
Yeah.
Bringing the epidemiologist to talk to his players. It's like, way to be a fucking leader.
Well, also, Ron Rivera did that, too.
Yeah.
Ron Rivera was like, guys, I'm a cancer survivor. This is legitimately, like, problematic for me. Get the vaccine. And also brought in doctors to talk to these players.
I just, the only thing I have to say this, it takes a very dumb or ignorant person to think that they're smarter than a bunch of very smart people.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm glad he brought the professionals in to talk to the dipshits. Like, that was a very baller ass move. And good job, Ron Rivera, too. Like,
yeah. There are some teams out there that have really high rates.
Falcons.
The Falcons are 100.
Saw it on Twitter. It's like Falcons are the first team to get 100%.
They'll blow that lead.
But they'll fucking blow it.
Yeah, I saw the same joke. The Chiefs I know have higher than 95%. Like I heard.
Baltimore's 90% rising. Cleveland Browns are 90% players and 100% of the staff.
Yeah, the Chiefs are 100% staff.
85% of players in Green Bay.
Yeah.
It's a factor. It can affect. They're taking it seriously.
Yeah, it is. Anything else on the AFC East? Jets, any thoughts? Zach Wilson, I think, is I think he's going to be fun to watch. I think they're at least a year away. They just don't have they still don't have a lot of talent on their roster.
They can't really go anywhere but up.
I think they'll go up, but I just don't think it's going to be much.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's like
they're a long way from cruising height. They're a long way from really getting off the runway. Yeah. Really off the runway.
All right. AFC West, the Homer division.
Teddy.
Teddy is going to start in Denver.
That's what I wanted.
It is?
Yep. Did you watch that video I sent you about Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of like, Drew Lock has played well, and he handled the media like a champ. But I think Bridgewater, he's only 28, and like you'll have Lock learning, and then if Bridgewater gets injured, which God I hope not, but Bridgewater's good, and he's forgotten about.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's the safest call.
saying 10 games.
I think again this is it might be a different version of the like high floor, high ceiling, low floor thing. Like I think Drew Lock maybe has like a higher ceiling at times, like with arm talent and all that stuff. But I think Teddy's consistency and Teddy's kind of stabilizing presence is a better thing, like overall for what this team needs. Because you don't need your defense is going to be good. You got good weapons. You just got to get the ball to them.
I think they're
You're starting to get a little. You're starting to get the itch. I can tell.
And I think it's legitimate though. Like chance at a wild card. They're not going to win division. I fucking know that. But wild card.
You just want them to be hanging around the playoffs, man.
Mm-hmm. I bet you they can get a wild card. I think they're going to be pretty good. Actually.
Man, I'm gonna get you to Arrowhead for the Denver game.
I'd rather watch it on TV. You know my feelings about this.
Anyway, yeah, man, Denver. So we're starting the AFC West. He's hijacked it to a Denver conversation.
Sorry,
but
not sorry.
I do think they're just very talented, and just I keep just going back to if they get good quarterback play, and I think Teddy could. I think it's there, but I don't think it's like I want to see it.
Mm-hmm. This is the first time I think on this pod that I've been like positive, like
about the Broncos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not pessimistic.
The Broncos have the 7th easiest schedule in the league. There you go.
What's their odds to win the division?
Their odds to win the division are plus 900. They're 9-1 to win the division.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that's good odds.
It's
just hard to beat.
Yeah, the Chiefs have the best odds in the whole league to win their division.
Shocking right there because the Chiefs are really fucking good.
Yeah, their odds are a little better than the Bucs. Minus 290 to win the division. The Chargers are basically 5-1. The Broncos are 9-1, and the Raiders 13-1. We'll lead off with the defending champs, the five-time division straight champs. 5 straight time division. I don't know how to say that. Anyway,
they won the division
5 years in a row. Yeah.
Probably going to be 6.
Hope so. The Kansas City Chiefs
almost guarantee that they're going to win the division.
We don't guarantee anything in a sport where people get in basically car crashes every play.
I'm going to guarantee.
That's all I'm saying. Andy Reid,
take that world.
Eric Bieniemy, Spagnuolo, the whole squad, we're back. We got a whole brand new offensive line.
Patty Mahomes bringing Whataburger.
Yeah, Mahomes is bringing Whataburger and touchdowns to Kansas City. You love to see it.
Love to see it.
He's invested in sporting. We love that. Guys, the king of Kansas City and
will be forever. There's very few things that like.
I'm a very I don't know, like. You know, in those old movies when the king comes out and all the people come out and they just like go like this, like I'm very happy to be in the crowd and just like like accepting anything. He's throwing down spicy ketchup. I'm here for it.
He's good.
Yeah, man. The Chiefs are. They're the projected favorites. I have the Super Bowl odds. They're favored to win the conference. They're 2+2. You only get 2.5 to 1 for them to win the conference. That's a big ask. And then they're 5-1 to win the Super Bowl. So they have better odds to win the Super Bowl than the Broncos have to win the division. So that tells you everything you need to know about the way people think about the Chiefs. And it's because of that guy, number 15, taking snaps.
Yeah. That
guy is the face of the league. He's the best quarterback in the league and most important position. It makes a lot of sense. It's
hard to argue against it.
Their big thing was, what happened in the Super Bowl. The offensive line, obviously, the injuries. It's not just like that they had bad players. They had guys who got hurt. Schwartz and Fisher and those guys weren't able to play. So the offensive line was bad in the Super Bowl, and then watched Patrick Mahomes run for his life the whole night and not be able to do anything. And
then they lost.
And they lost. So what did they do? They went out and completely retooled it. They paid Joe Tooney. They brought Kyle Long out of retirement. Who was only a year out of football. They drafted a center in the second round from Oklahoma, Creed Humphrey. They traded for Orlando Brown, a Pro Bowl left tackle from the Ravens. And then they also have gotten they got kind of a steal in the draft in round 6 in Trey Smith, who I think is going to start at right guard for them. They also got an opt-out back. They just basically rebuilt the whole offensive line. And in the preseason, Mahomes has had some time, and that's what we like to see. Also, it seems like they're going to kind of have a little more diverse running game, a little more power running game than they've had in the last couple of years with guys like Orlando Brown and Trey Smith, and those guys are big kind of maulers too. So I'm excited to see what Reed does with this. I think it's going to be a good thing for Clyde Edwards-Helaire. The big, real kind of concern with this team is, and for me anyway, is they got to get good linebacker play out of Willie Gay, second-year player that they drafted last year out of South Carolina, I think, or no, Mississippi State. They got to get good linebacker play out of him. They got to continue to get good, elevated, over expectation type play out of L'Jarius Sneed, the corner. They don't have a lot of corner depth. And then on the offensive side, the wide receiver core is pretty shallow. It's basically Tyreek Hill.
So it's more narrow.
Yes. Yes. Tyreek Hill, obviously, game changer. And if him and Kelsey are healthy, it doesn't really matter who the third guy is.
Speaking of dumb Homer fans, I don't like watching Homer media, but I saw this headline. My coworker showed it me, and he was in a Facebook group of Broncos fan. They're like, I forget the guy's name, but I was like, oh, the headline was like, oh, we have our Travis Kelce stopper. And we were talking about, like, even we're both Broncos fans. I'm like, that is a dumb statement. You don't stop Kelce. You try to contain him, but there's like saying it like there's no stopping Kelce because he's a unit. He's a monster. Like,
yeah.
So that popped in my head, and it's like, I guess, but that's just.
It's true though, because if you have Kelsey and Hill, like, you can only guard so many guys, and you got to double Tyreek because you got to give him help over the top or he'll just burn you. And Kelsey, good luck guarding him one-on-one.
You can't.
And so then, the other guy's got to eat, but that's the thing is, like, the other guy has to step up. So McCole Hardman, the pressure is on that guy. They got rid of Sammy Watkins, let him walk in free agency. He was like me. I mean, he was really good for them in the down the stretch of the year they won the Super Bowl.
He gave
and
them
his health,
what they needed.
Yeah, no, I'm not giving you that one. That was terrible.
I disagree.
The health, his health is really the trouble. If he could stay healthy, he was always a productive receiver for Reed with Mahomes because he's always open because Tyreek and Travis create so much space.
Yeah, he's at what?
He's in Baltimore now.
Yeah, Baltimore. That's right. Yeah.
But anyway, I'm excited about this Chiefs team. Apparently, this tight end that they got in the 4th round out of Duke, Noah Gray, they think he's going to be like little mini Kelsey, and they're going to be allowed to do more two tight end stuff. So, I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm jazzed. I'm fucking ready to go.
And I mean, that seems just logical that it's like that just makes sense. The Chiefs are fucking.
So they open. They do have a tough opening start of their schedule. Their first 5 games are Cleveland at home. It's a good thing it's at home, but I think Cleveland's going to be really good.
They have a good team, and then they were good defense too, and then they got better through the draft and free agency. So they're going to be a pretty good team.
I think they're going to be good. They got Cleveland at home the first game. Then they go to Baltimore on Sunday Night Football. And then come home to play the Chargers.
Division game.
And then they got to go to Philly, which is probably fine. But it's always a big game for Andy Reid to go back to Philly. And then their 5th game of the year is at home on Sunday Night Football against the Bills.
That's a murderer's row.
It's kind of a tough starting five. It opens up quite a bit after that. They get the Washington football team. They go to Tennessee.
That's gonna be a big test. We'll see. I mean, that's about as best test as you can see how good they really are with
those 5 games.
Yeah.
And then they get the Giants at home. They get the Packers at home, and they go to Las Vegas. Home for the Cowboys, home for Broncos, home for Raiders, at Chargers, Steelers at home, Bengals, and then they end in Denver. So, I don't know. Their schedule is basically mediocre according to Sharp. So, but that first 5 games is going to be. But if they come out and they go 4-1, we're going to be like, okay.
Mm-hmm. They'll be fine.
Yeah. And they have some good. It's good they get Cleveland and Buffalo at home and the Chargers at home in that early start. To get the home games, I think, is important early, especially this year with it being the first year back with after an entire season off without having full crowds. I think the teams that have really, really loud crowds are going to have a bit of an advantage just from teams readjusting to the crowd noise.
Plus, the game changer is going to be that additional game. You want your home games early before. You don't want you want to do your best that the extra game of the season is not your do or die game. Let's just put it that way.
Right. Yeah. True. Anyway, that's the Chiefs. Projected for 12.5 wins by our guy Warren Sharp. The Chargers. Herbert, man, does he take the big leap? Does it happen? I mean, that guy seems really good, but we'll see.
What's their injury situation look like?
It's okay right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't look too chargery right now. That defense, Bosa, Derwin James is back. I like Kenneth Murray, who they took out of Oklahoma last year.
No Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Just that has to be restated, and he's not in the league. I know he was gone, but it's like the only thing I think about when I think about the Chargers is Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah.
Go back to your.
Now they're back to those cool. They're back to those cool jerseys. The new jersey design was dope. They're in that beautiful season, that beautiful stadium in LA that has like the awesome glass on the top that you can like on during a day game. It actually looks like it's daytime out there outside, but they're that place is awesome. I want to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Super Bowl's there this year, so fingers crossed. The Chargers. I mean, I just think they have a very good roster, and if they get good quarterback play, they should be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But they also are the Chargers, and bad things happen to them.
It's right up there with.
They're like Atlanta.
Yeah, the Chargers have the record of being the best team ever to not make the playoffs when they had one of the best, if not the best, offense in the league and the best defense in the league, but their special teams were so fucking bad they didn't make the play.
Yeah, they're the Chargers, man.
That is true. It's one of the most ridiculous things ever. And of course, it's the Chargers. It's right there with the Falcons.
Yeah,
it's wild.
On to the Broncos.
Man,
we've kind of really talked about it.
Yeah,
I already
Yeah, we kind of I hijacked it and we started that.
But I mean, I like Surtain, the guy you got in the first round. I like him a lot. We already talked about it's all about Teddy.
Injuries are their defense is good.
Sharp has them projected for 18.5 wins, or not 18.5.
They're fucking great.
8.5.
Suck on that.
8.5.
What are the odds on that?
They have a very easy start. They're
opposite of Chiefs.
They're at the Giants, at the Jags, and then home for the Jets.
That's about as easy as you can get going.
And then they have they have the Ravens at home, and then they go to Pittsburgh, home for the Raiders, at Cleveland. So they should be 3-0. They should at least get to 3-0 and make us all start believing.
Well, we'll see. I think they're going to be pretty. I think they're going to be
decent, man.
Yeah.
I think they're decent. I think they may go in the team draft. I think they might go. We'll see next week. Next week's the team draft.
Okay, thank God we're waiting next week.
Next week, the team draft. Be
because
prepared,
that actually would
people.
have gone on forever.
Be prepared.
We need to get a fucking trophy case still. Somehow designate that.
Yeah, team draft next week. We're going to have a board.
Big
the whole
board.
thing. It's gonna be dope.
Mm-hmm. Make it better than last year.
Yeah. Last team, the Raiders.
Yeah,
we don't even
fuck
talk
'em.
about those guys.
They play sports.
Vegas though, love that.
Yeah.
All right.
What's left? Hold on for me.
The North, right?
Newscaster, yes.
AFC and NFC North.
Yep. Green Bay Packers. I think they'll win the division of the NFC North. And then the AFC North. According to BetMGM, Baltimore Ravens plus 115. Cleveland Browns. Yep. Cleveland Browns plus 150. Pittsburgh Steelers plus 425. And Cincinnati Bengals plus 2,500. That's the lowest on the worst teams. Like Detroit Lions are plus 2,500. It's just like I like the Cleveland Browns. I would take the 150.
I like the Browns too. We'll see with Baltimore. I don't know what to do with Baltimore at the moment. I just think it's like
needs healthy skill positions, and then
all their guys are hurt.
Marcus Brown is already back on the injury report.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like all their guys are hurt. Bateman, their rookie, he got hurt, and then
Baltimore Lamar Lamar needs to protect the rock.
Lamar also has the same situation that you have with Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I think Cleveland like has all the makings of this being the year that they go like
Baker, Chubb, Hunt. They got a great offensive line.
I could just see him going like 12-4 or 12-5.
I think I would take that bet.
I think I could see them going like 12-5, and this being the year that all the Browns fans are like, this is the year.
Win a playoff game.
Well, they won a playoff game last year. They
go deep.
Yeah, they are going to be disappointed if they're not in the AFC title game.
Right. But then you have to go against most likely the Chiefs. It's like that.
I'm sure they'd love that. I'm sure they want to come back and get their revenge. They feel like they should have won that game last year, even if it would have been tainted by the lack of Mahomes. Like,
hey, you have to win, and you win.
You play the team that you play the team you're playing. But I feel like they want to get back and have that chance. So anyway, I like the Browns too. The Ravens, we already talked about this. Their skill things like sketch me out. I don't.
It's who knows.
It's too. And then I think the Steelers are I just don't trust Ben anymore to be like that high level.
Their defense is pretty good though.
Their defense is good. I think they're going to be a good team. I just don't know that they're going to. I could see them being a wild card team easily, but
it's hard. We'll see if Ben.
They have the hardest schedule in the league.
Ben, and Big Ben, he's old Ben.
Yeah, and the NFC North, I'm interested to see what happens with Justin Fields. I want to see if that becomes a thing. Where I think
he's
it
fast.
will.
That's all I can say about Justin Fields. Like he's very fast.
I mean, the dude can spin it.
Yeah, but he's fast.
Yeah, I think he'll be the starter by I think they're gonna let Andy Dalton be the sacrificial lamb on opening Sunday Night Football. They're the first Sunday Night Football game of the year in LA, opening that stadium against Aaron Donald and the Rams. Don't want that to be Justin Fields.
I don't want another recreation of that.
Let's be Andy Dalton and let Andy go out there, and they got to protect him, like you said. So, other than the NFC North, we already talked about the Vikings, Detroit. Detroit, it just is what it is. I like that guy. I like Matt Campbell, or not Matt Campbell, Dan Campbell. He's funny. Yeah, he's just
very intense.
I get 2 venti of the pike, and then I go 2 shots of espresso in each. Dun 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 dun. And that's what I'm coming in with. That's my Dan Campbell.
We're gonna get fucking punched in the mouth. We're gonna get back up, get punched in the mouth again, get back out, and we're gonna take out dude's ankles.
We're gonna eat kneecaps.
Oh, that guy.
I mean, he's a great press conference. I love it, man. I can't wait till
It's gonna be. It's like the polar opposite of Bill Belichick.
Yes, I love it. I'm so excited about that. That's what I have to say about the NFC North. I think the Packers win too. I think Rodgers is gonna just light the world on fire again.
And Branding MVP. I mean, what else can you say? I think there could be lingering. I don't know. That the psychology behind that system might be a little weird at the beginning, but I mean, we'll see.
I think it is too, but it sounds like he just came in like basically like once they got it sorted, he that kind of like once it was football season, like it just became football season.
That's
and like,
good. So, he's good.
I think it's good. So, let's wrap up with the NFC West. Really good division. Really good division. The Niners, the Seahawks, and the Rams are all legit. Like I could see them winning the NFC. Like I wouldn't like be shocked if any of those teams won the NFC and were the NFC team in the Super Bowl.
I think Matt Stafford is gonna play again well.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be good.
Monster.
I think if they stay healthy, they're gonna be really good.
Matt Stafford is the fucking man. And
Yeah.
out of Detroit, which also has that weird effect on you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the little.
You walk in there and it's like
just
bad things happen.
Bite your kneecaps, fucking apparently. But yeah, I think, like, way to go, GM of the La Rams.
Yeah.
For doing that.
Yeah, that was a good call. I think they're going to be really good. I think the Niners are going to be good too if they stay healthy. And then the whole quarterback situation is going to be interesting. I think at some point Trey Lance is going to take that job.
I think he's the future.
But
and Jimmy G will
But I think Jimmy will keep them relevant for a while. And I like Trey Sermon, the kid they took out of he finished his career at Ohio State, but he also played at Oklahoma, running back. They get all their receivers back. I don't know. I like the Niners. I like their coach. I just don't. They're going to have to get good quarterback play. Garoppolo is average to okay to good, I guess. But so that's really my only question. And if they can stay healthy, that was what damned them last year is injuries. Everybody got hurt. And then the Seahawks, I'm excited to see what this offense looks like. New offensive coordinator, different system, a little bit more like less free, supposedly a little more structure, a little less freelance. So I'm interested to see what that looks like with Russ. You know, they're Seattle. They're going to win 9 or 10 games probably and be in the hunt for the division. They're just one of those teams that feels like they're just always going to be around because they're well run and they have a good quarterback.
They got some tough competition, like we said, though.
Oh, they have a really, really tough division. Like, just like this is their schedule. So it's not too terrible, like, but they have some really tough stretches where they have to play like the other NFC West teams like back to back. Like they go Tennessee, Minnesota, Niners, Rams. Like that's a 4-week stretch. And then there's a stretch the back half of the year where they go Packers, home for the Cards, then at the football team, and then back for the Niners. Like they have some tough stretches. We didn't even mention the Cardinals. Kyler.
He's not playing too well, right? From what I've been reading, he's a question mark right now.
I don't know. I really haven't been paying that much attention to their training camp. I mean, I think the hot seat is Cliff Kingsbury is on the hot seat for sure. Like, if it doesn't go well early, I don't know how long they're going to go with the guy that they kind of took because they thought he was going to be perfect fit for Kyler Murray if it doesn't work. They gave you DeAndre Hopkins. Like, you have everything you need for that offense to be pretty good.
To get them flying.
So, we'll see. Wrapping up the NFC, or that's all of our divisions. Real quick, AFC Championship odds: Chiefs 2.5 to 1, Bills plus 550, Ravens plus 650, Browns at 750, Tennessee 13, Miami 14, Chargers 16.
Dude, I would take that fucking Browns bet.
7.5. That's a pretty good bet, I think. The Patriots at 17 to 1 it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, that's just good odds. I mean, I don't think that they're quite there, but Belichick and
that could be good odds for sure. Oh, we didn't. Hopefully,
the Broncos
Burrow,
28 to 1, man.
That's pretty good. I'd take that. And then Burrow. Let's hopefully he stays healthy. I like that guy.
Burrow.
Yeah, we didn't talk about him at all because the Bengals are whatever. But
yeah, I'm excited to see Burrow. I hope he's healthy. Sounds like him and Jamar Chase has been struggling a little bit in early part of training camp. So I don't know if he's probably just adjusting the speed, just like we were talking about. I mean, he's not gonna be able to bully people the way he would at LSU. NFC Championship odds: the Bucks 3 to 1, The Packers are plus 550. The Niners are 6.5 to 1. So the Niners are actually the highest NFC West team. Then the Rams at 7 to 1. Then the Seahawks at 10 to 1.
I'd take that Rams bet.
I think so too. I think that's the best odds right there. And I actually saw that you could get like Cleveland Rams. You can bet Cleveland and the Rams Super Bowl, like a specific Super Bowl matchup of like Browns Rams, and I think it's like 29 to 1 or something like that.
That's a really good.
You can do a Rams Bills, I think, and get 22 or something like that. That's pretty good too.
I mean,
anything that includes the Chiefs is brought down by the Chiefs. So
shocking.
Those teams, you get the Browns at 16 to 1 to win the Super Bowl. You can get the Rams at 15 to 1 to win the Super Bowl.
Those are good bets.
Buffalo at 12.
Also a good bet.
Regular season MVP odds. You want to guess the top 5 favorites?
I mean, Patty.
Mm-hmm. That's 1. That's the first guy.
Aaron Rodgers.
2. You're on track.
Tom Brady.
Yep. 3. 3 for 3. 2 more quarterbacks.
Josh Allen.
Yep. 4 for 4 in order.
And then I guess you'd have to say Lamar Jackson.
Just missed it.
Baker?
Well, technically I'll give you that. Dak Prescott was listed 5th, but he has the same odds as Lamar Jackson, so I'll give you that one. Dak Prescott, if he plays the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, if they win 12 games and he throws for like 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns, he's going to win the MVP.
But he's a giant question mark.
Yeah, but maybe Vegas knows something we don't.
Yeah.
Vegas tends to know what they're doing.
Yes, they don't like to lose.
No, they don't. They're very protective of their monies. So that's our NFL preview. Anything else on the NFL, Commish? I'm excited, man. I'm just happy.
We got
We're so close to football.
And
College football, we're week 0 today. Nebraska, Saturday.
Yep.
Like
I'm talking about the week.
I know.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, it's real. It matters.
It matters. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Sports.
Yay.
Sports balls. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week.